guys, a very warm welcome to your today's chemistry session. I hope that you all are doing fantastic. So now we have already started acids, bases and salt, and this is the very first session. In the last class we talked about the weightage of the chapter and the most important topics, right? So I hope you have gone through that video. If not, then you can just get it from the playlist, right? So I'm your chemistry master teacher Shilpi at Vedantu, and if you are new to 9th and 10th English channel, then do subscribe to it and like the video, right? This is your weekly schedule. So you can see over here for ICSE we have sessions on 2 days a week for chemistry. First is on Wednesday, right, and the second one is scheduled for the Sunday. Right, this is the regular, like this is the usual pattern. If somehow some class gets cancelled or shifted, then we do inform it in the community page, so you can just check that out, right? So I guess that's clear to you, and the timing is usually 12 p.m. right? I hope that is suitable timing to you. If you have some other thing in your mind ki ma'am that is not the suitable time, then you can let us know in the comment section, right? Okay, chalo. So I guess we can get started now without wasting any time. The chapter is really very easy, and by the end of the session, we would be able to understand the classification of the acids, right? So one short marker can be asked from here. So just have a look around you. So many things you are consuming in your daily life. If I talk about your favorite drink, cold drink, you have Pepsi, Cola that you're consuming. वैसे भी Coca-Cola is in advertisements these days a lot. So what kind of acid is present in them, or do you think they contain a base? So people always say, and your parents and doctors always ask you not to drink soft these Pepsi, Coca-Cola, the soft drinks. They are not good for the health. So you would be knowing that they consist in acid that is known as carbonic acid in them. Yes. So they are just simply solutions of carbon dioxide dissolved in water. So we should not be consuming them because we don't want carbon dioxide into the body, isn't it? So that is an acid basically. If I talk about vinegar, see here bhi you are having vinegar. We use it in pickles, you use it in the onions also. So if you go to the restaurants, you have some onions which are having vinegar in them. So what exactly is that? That is again an acid. Vinegar is simply 9 to 10% aqueous solution of acetic acid, right? 9 to 10% aqueous solution of acetic acid. So you can just take 9 to 10 ml acetic acid and dissolve it in water, like mix it in water, and you would be getting your vinegar. Okay, but you know that you should never add water to the acid if you want to dilute it, right? We always add acid to water because the reaction is highly exothermic, right? And that too drop by drop you have to do. So again, that's an acid. So if I talk about lemon contains citric acid in them. That's again an acid, isn't it? Then you are having some let's say आप जो भी use करते हो like normal life में you are having so many things around you. The curd that you are consuming, that again is having lactic acid in this. So the nature of these household materials around us are what? Acids. Yes. And tell me what makes lemon sour in taste? Lemon is sour to taste, and that is because it is having citric acid in it, right? And yes, that's how you're like, wow, you can see the expressions of the kid also. And what is the chemical nature of grapes? So you have to tell me what acid would be present in them. So generally the majority percentage mein tartaric acid is present in them. Apart from that, malic acid, oxalic acid is also present to some percentage, right? So they are again sour to taste, isn't it? The king of fruits, mangoes. I'm sure everyone loves mango. So again, in higher percentage, mangoes are having citric acid, and apart from that, again they also have malic acid, which is present in apples. So the fruits that you are consuming, majority of them are having acids in them. So acids become very important to study. So that were some basic common examples. So from where we have taken this word acid, that has been taken from a Latin word acidus, which means sour to taste. So some people pronounce it as sour. Sour. That's your personal call. Okay. And acids, if I define chemically, then there was a scientist, you would be knowing about him, Sir Arrhenius, right? So he gave the definition of acids and bases in a certain like terminology, and that is in terms of H plus ions for the acids. So Arrhenius told us that acids are those substances which if you take and you add it into water, then you would be getting hydronium ions, or simply you can say H plus ions, right? So the compounds which gives H plus ions or hydronium ions when dissolved in water are known as acids. So we can have a look at an example. जैसे I am having hydrochloric acid, but make sure you have to take the aqueous solution. ठीक है, I am not talking about the gaseous state or in the solid state. I am simply talking about the aqueous solution, मतलब the substance in water, right? So what I would be getting, this will ionize to give me H plus ions and chloride ions. So you can see H plus ions are coming up, right? And H plus ions are very small in size. They are not very stable. So that is simple a proton. No electron is there. So it's not very much stable. So it combines with water and results in the formation of hydronium ions. So you can just show H plus aqueous, or you can simply show hydronium ion. And acids are having what? Hydrogen is common in all the acids. So you can take an example, hydrochloric acid is there, then you have sulfuric acid again, then some common formulas of basic acids you should be knowing. We have nitric acid, then we are having acetic acid, citric acid, uric acid. Formula you don't need to remember for them, right? So these are some of the examples, and they all would be giving hydronium ions in water. Clear hai? The definition was very simple. We have observed things around us. Now the next thing is the classification of the acids. So acids are classified on the basis of different categories, from where we are obtaining them. What is the strength, what is the concentration, what is the composition, like what elements are present in the acid, and finally the basicity. This is most important out of all. Okay, so try to understand the things. This is very easy, I'm telling you. So let's study in detail each individual type of acid. So depending on the source, like from where we are obtaining the acid, the first kind of acids are the organic acids. The name is itself telling you they are obtained from the natural sources majorly. ठीक है? So natural sources से आएंगे, I can say they are obtained from plants, or you can say animals, or from some insects, you can say, right? Living beings say they are coming. They contain carbon in them, right? So let's have a look at the organic acids. Just say we are having vinegar. Ma'am just told you vinegar has acetic acid in that. Lemons have citric acid. Tomatoes are having oxalic acid. Kabhi kabhi exam mein this question comes for 1 mark. What kind of acid is present in apples? Malic acid. Then you have grapes are having tartaric acid. Milk has sour milk. Sour milk, or rather you can say curd. They are having lactic acid. Yeah. Then formic acid is present in the ant sting. या फिर nettle is a plant. So nettle के sting में भी you are having this formic acid. The composition HCOOH. You also call it methanoic acid. That is the IUPAC name basically. Okay, so these are some of the examples, and I'll tell you one thing. Organic acids are generally safe to consume. Okay, generally they are safe to consume because you know that they are coming from the living sources, and we just consume them in our everyday life also. Okay, and generally ये weak भी होते हैं. I will tell you when we will do the next set of classification. Okay. Chalo, I guess this is clear to you. Organic acids simply we are consuming in everyday's life. Then we have inorganic acids. They are sometimes also referred to as artificial acids, or you can say synthetic acids. Okay, so they are obtained from the minerals. Second thing, inorganic acids can also be synthesized in the laboratory. Okay, so artificial भी आप इसे बोल सकते हो. They do not contain carbon except for the carbonic acid. जैसे कि if you have a look at the inorganic acids, तो उनमें कार्बन नहीं होता है. जैसे I will show you the example hydrochloric acid. ठीक है, then you are having sulfuric acid, then you are having nitric acid, but we have an exception here, that is carbonic acid, which is H2CO3. Right? It's an inorganic acid having carbon, and I will tell you generally inorganic acids are also strong acids. जनरली ये कैसे होते हैं, स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं, एंड दे आर हाईली कोरोसिव इन नेचर, सो दे आर नॉट सेफ टू बी कंज्यूम. बट अगैन वी हैव एन एक्सेप्शन. Carbonic acid is a weak acid, right? Weak hota hai, and it is comparatively like less corrosive in nature. So soft drinks में भी होता है, so we can just take it, right? So otherwise majority of organic acids you have seen natural sources, inorganic from the minerals, examples we have seen. Okay, I guess that is clear to you. Now the next thing, depending on the strength, on the basis of strength we are having strong acids. When do you call an acid strong acid? When it is giving more number of H plus ions, or rather I can say an acid which is almost completely ionized. ठीक है, एक ऐसा acid जो almost you can say completely ionized in the aqueous solution, means when dissolved in water. Okay, all the molecules will completely break down. जैसे if I take the example hydrochloric acid के, let's say I have taken 5 moles in water, then all of them will break down to give me hydronium ions and chloride ions. So sometimes this question comes in the board exam. They will ask you that aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid contains what. So you have to remember that because it is a strong acid, so the moment I add HCl into water, all the HCl molecules will break down to give me H plus ions and chloride ions. So aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid will contain only ions. ये आप लिख सकते हो एग्जाम में. The same happens with the sulfuric acid. It is also a strong acid. And the hint is that mineral acids are generally strong acids except for carbonic acid. ठीक है. Then we have the weak acids. They are partially ionized in water, or you can say incompletely dissociated when dissolved in water. जैसे let's say आपने 5 moles लिया, then 5 में से only 2 mole is breaking down, right? Like I am having the example acetic acid ले सकते हैं, CH3COOH. I have taken the aqueous solution. So let's say you started with 5 moles of acetic acid and you are not getting all the acid converted into the ions. There are still some molecules which will be left undissociated in water. So it would be giving me acetate ions plus hydronium ions, यहाँ पर भी मिलेंगे, ठीक है. But H3O plus ions, the H plus or hydronium ions that you get from the partial dissociation would be less. Yes or no? Tell me in the chat box. जो यहाँ से H plus ions आएंगे, they are less in number because acid is incompletely dissociated, that is partially dissociated. So अगर question कभी आए exam में that aqueous solution of acetic acid contains what kind of species, then you will say it will consist of molecules as well as ions. 5 molecules because some acetic acid molecules are still left undissociated in water, so that is why molecules and kuch ions be present there because some molecules have been broken down. The same happens with the carbonic acid. This is again a weak acid because it is partially ionized, and we show their dissociation with an equilibrium error because it's not completely breaking down. ठीक है. So weak acids are safe to consume relatively as compared to the strong acid. Strong में तो H plus ions are like very large in number. Then the next thing, ma'am, what is the parameter to call something strong or weak? है ना. मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा that how do I decide that if these many H plus ions are dissociated I'm getting, then that is strong or weak. So उसके लिए भी we have a parameter, degree of ionization or dissociation you can say, that is alpha. ठीक है. In detail we study this in class 11th, but still you should have this idea about it. Alpha we would be just calculating in percentage, so that is why we multiply by 100. ठीक है, percentage के लिए. So what you have to do, you have to take the number of acid molecules ionized. Let's say 5 molecules of acetic acid you have taken, only 2 is ionized, so we will keep 2 in the numerator. Then total number of acid molecules present in the aqueous solution, the initial ones, like I started with 5, you will take that in the denominator. ठीक है. So acid molecules which are ionized divided by number of acid molecules which are present in the entire solution. Acid के molecules आपने कितने लिए थे, then multiply by 100 for percentage, you would be getting the degree of dissociation. or degree of ionization, and if it is greater than 30%, अगर ये वैल्यू 30% से ज़्यादा आता है, then you can decide that respective acid is a strong acid. अगर वो base है, it would be a strong base. If it's a salt, you can say that would be a strong nature का salt. ठीक है? So now if this is less than 30%, then it will be a weak acid. So you remember it, alpha more than 30%, I will be calling it strong acid because यहाँ पर काफी ज़्यादा ionization हुआ है. ठीक है? If alpha is less than 30%, then that would be a weak acid because यहाँ पर less acid की molecules are ionized. We can remember this. Then the next is depending on the concentration. यहाँ पर we have concentrated acids. Concentrated acids में क्या होता है? They contain very less amount of water and the more amount of acid. ठीक है? जैसे एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं, let's say I am having an aqueous solution 98 ml of hydrochloric acid in 2 ml of water. So you can say amount of acid is high, water is less. So ऐसे acid solutions को बोलते हैं concentrated acid. ठीक है? And they are having very high concentration of hydronium ions. ठीक है? काफी होगा. So you are having dilute acids on the other hand. इसमें क्या होगा? They contain more amount of water. जैसे let's say 98 ml you can say water would be there and 2 ml of acid would be there. So these acids have more amount of water than their own mass. So you can take 2 ml of hydrochloric acid. ठीक है? So that is a dilute, and I can say dilute acid जो होगा that is even safe as compared to concentrated acid because concentrated में acid का amount is more. So if by chance it falls on our hands, then God forbid. And dilute acids में फिर भी safe होता है, and preferably chemistry lab में if some reaction is possible, we try to go with the dilute acid first. ठीक है? क्योंकि पहली चीज they are safe to consume, and second why would we even want to waste the minerals, है ना? हम क्यों चाहेंगे that wastage हो? So if some reaction can be done with the dilute one, then why will I take concentrated? Is ma'am water we are wasting, but okay, the next is depending on the molecular composition. ठीक है? So molecular composition के basis पर we have oxy acids. They contain oxygen along with hydrogen and some other element. जैसे hydrogen होगा, oxygen होगा and X होगा. Let's say X is any other element. Any other element than your oxygen and hydrogen. ठीक है? जैसे we have the example nitric acid. Nitric acid में देखो हाइड्रोजन है, ऑक्सीजन है and some other element that is nitrogen. Sulfuric acid में hydrogen is there, oxygen is there, and then you have sulfur. Carbonic acid, hydrogen, oxygen and other element carbon. What do I call them? Oxy acids. क्या क्या होगा? Hydrogen, oxygen and some other element different from that. Okay? Easy classification, not difficult. Then we have hydra acids. The name is telling you they contain hydrogen. Hydrogen होगा and some other element but not oxygen. Remember this, they contain hydrogen and some other elements other than oxygen. So this should not be oxygen. I can say HCl, है ना? I can say HF, देखो HCl, HF, I can say HBr. So they all are the hydra acids. कर सकते हो, not very difficult. Okay, now this is the next classification which is the most important one. On their basicity. ये सुन लो ध्यान से because exam में they ask a question from this point. ठीक है? So first of all we need to understand basicity in terms of acids. Acids के लिए तो acidity होना चाहिए, है ना? But this is not the way, right? So we have on the basis of basicity acids को classify करते हैं, and on the basis of acidity we have a classification in the bases. So first of all keep this thing in mind, and I'm reading the definition out for you. So if in case you have any confusion, देखो basicity is defined as number of hydronium ions that can be produced by ionization of one molecule of the acid in the aqueous solution. Point to be noted, we are talking about the aqueous solution. कर लिया नोट? Okay. The second thing, you only have to see one molecule of the acid. Basicity define करने के लिए I will see only one molecule of the acid. Okay, let's say I have taken hydrochloric acid. Aqueous solution में होना चाहिए, ठीक है. Number of hydronium ions that are produced by ionization. So I will be doing ionization. I know hydrochloric acid in water will ionize. It will break to give me H plus ions and chloride ions. So aqueous solution of this acid, 1 mole. 1 mole aqueous solution of this acid has given you how many H plus ions? 1 H plus ion. एक ही तो दिया है. So I can say its basicity is 1. Right? So whenever acids are having basicity 1, then we would be calling them monobasic acids. ठीक है, क्या मतलब है? फिर से देख लो. Number of hydronium ions that are produced by ionization of one molecule of the acid in the aqueous solution. So I have taken one molecule of HCl in water, then how many H plus ions I am getting? That is its basicity. So first type is the monobasic acids. It means they simply produce, mono means 1. So they produce 1 hydronium ion per molecule of the acid in water. ठीक है, जैसे अभी HCl का एग्जाम्पल आपने लिया, या फिर if you take nitric acid in water, you are getting 1 H plus ions and nitrate ions. So यहाँ पर देखो only 1 H plus ion from one molecule of nitric acid. It means it's a monobasic acid. The same happens, you take one molecule of hydrofluoric acid, aqueous solution, you will get 1 H plus ion and fluoride ions. So एक मिला है, that means it's a monobasic acid. Go back and see this part if in case you have some confusion. Then we have the dibasic acids. Di का मतलब यहाँ पर है 2. Okay, so what 2? They will be giving me 2 hydronium ions per molecule of the acid when dissociated in water. जैसे I am having sulfuric acid. If you take sulfuric acid in water, you would be getting 2 H plus ions and then the sulfate ions. ठीक है, सो आप देख सकते हो that one molecule of sulfuric acid is giving you 2 H plus ions in water, so it means it's a dibasic acid. Okay, then you have carbonic acid का aqueous लोगे, from one molecule again you get 2 H plus ions. Then we have the tribasic acids. Tri का मतलब होता है 3. So acids which have a basicity of 3. Now they will be producing 3 hydronium ions per molecule of the acid in water. जैसे I will take the example phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid का aqueous solution आप ले सकते हो, ठीक है, and you would be getting 3 H plus ions, right? And phosphate ions will also be there. It's a weak acid, so you can show by the equilibrium आप दिखा सकते हो. Right, so what you are getting? 3 H plus ion from one molecule of the phosphoric acid, so tribasic acid. I guess that is clear to you. Before moving forward, I have a homework question for you. What will you give me the answer? Let's see. What will be the acidity of? You are provided with 2 bases. ठीक है, आपको बेसिस दिए हैं, बेसिस के लिए वी डिफाइन एसिडिटी. मतलब यहाँ पर भी सेम कॉन्सेप्ट होता है दैट वन मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ दिस बेस इन वाटर विल बी गिविंग यू हाउ मेनी OH ions. That is its acidity. Try to do it, aluminium hydroxide and barium hydroxide. So in this session we have done the classification of the acids. Next time we would be doing preparation and chemical properties of the acids. And now one very important information ma'am will tell you that now we are starting, like we have started already, the long term batches. So ICSE के लिए भी new batches are starting very soon from July month. So if in case you want to join us in the year-long journey, you don't want to take any risk, then you can come with us. So you would be getting a guarantee. So if you are taking the subscription for 1 year, ठीक है, so 1 year का payment आप EMIs में कर सकते हो. So it's not like that you have to give all the money at once, all the fees at once. And ऊपर से you get VIP access. So it means that by the end of the year in your final exam, if you do not secure good marks या फिर somehow you're not satisfied with the performance, then your fees would be returned back to you. पैसे वापस हो जाएंगे अगर नहीं हुआ कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट. अनलिमिटेड लाइव क्लासेस, सो यू ऑलवेज हैव वन थिंग इन योर माइंड, मैम यू डोंट कम लाइव, all the sessions are premiered, so because we have the live sessions on the platform, okay, regular sessions, so you can come in there. And ICSE students, especially you people, should not take any risk, right? So आपके लिए it's very important because your syllabus is also vast as compared to CBSE, and at the same time the notification from ICSE board comes very late, you know that, है ना? So अभी भी last time यही हुआ था, they got like late notice, be it date sheet or the exam cancellation. So you anyway have to prepare yourself, because if somehow exams gets cancelled, then everything will be in the hands of your school teachers, and then you have to study more for the pre-board exam, है ना? So we cannot take any risk, and 10 boards are going to happen only once in your lifetime. That's also true. So unlimited live classes are there, then you can compete with the students throughout the world, you can know your rank performance, everything, right? Then we have interactive replays available, so even if the session is not live, you missed it somehow, it's your birthday, you have to go somewhere, then you can come and still attend the quizzes. Okay, it's not like menti ki miss ho gaya to you cannot take it, you can still attempt it. Then handwritten notes you would be getting, ठीक है? उसके अलावा you would be getting hard copies also if you are involved in the 1 year program. So those booklets will be just simply sent to you at your homes, ठीक है, courier से. So you have that thing. If you have any doubts during the live classes, you can get them solved. And the best thing is unlimited micro courses. So now pro exclusive micro courses are also starting from next month onwards, so you can attend as many as you want and cover maximum of your syllabus, ठीक है? To get extra 10% discount, you can use this coupon code SKA Pro, right? And how to do the enrollment, I will show you. Yeah, like let's say this is the video which you are watching right now, you have to go in the description box and यहाँ पर you will get a link. Yeah, like this is the video, go in the description box and you will get a link here, get additional 10% discount, tap in there. Okay, उसके बाद you have these 3 plans to choose from. You can simply go with the first one, Pro Lite, and one more thing, ज़रूरी नहीं है you take the 1 year वाला program, go for 1 month का subscription. 1 month में भी you can cover a lot of syllabus, ठीक है, provided you really want to do it. So yeah, try for 1 month, you have to pay 2340 by applying the coupon code, and you have a lots of subjects that we are getting over here, okay? And yes, SKA Pro will help you, and classic tab hai when you are having a lots of doubts, then you will get a doubt solving mobile application, and plus you should go when you also need a personal mentor, ठीक है? So that's all, and when you tap in here, the code will automatically be applied, you can see that. Yeah, I have to log in the system, but you can just see that, okay? And यहाँ पर the calendars and everything about the teacher information, you can get the update and choose your favorite teacher, choose your favorite batch, you have full freedom, ठीक है? All the steps are explained here, so if in case you want to go for it, go in the description box, talk to your parents and they know the best for you, I always say that, ठीक है? That's all for today's session, and if in case you have any confusion, you can just let me know. And yeah, for ICSE 19 July, go for class 9th, and class 10 students 12th July, a new batch is starting, the registrations are open now, you have a coupon code to get the 10% off, and then what are you waiting for? Okay, chalo, so you can think about that. Yes, if in case you have some confusion, you can reach out to me on Instagram as well. Ma'am will see you next time. Till then, take care, stay hydrated, and bye bye.